What's up guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all new Game of Thrones video, and this week we kind of need to talk about one major thing in particular that happened in this past episode, Season 7 Episode 6, Beyond the Wall. And as you might have guessed at this point, if somehow you've clicked on this video and haven't watched the episode yet and don't want to be spoiled more than you already are, click away now, beeline for your TV, and just watch the episode ASAP and then come back, of course. But down to business, one of the most shocking and impactful moments of the season, and really maybe the series as a whole up until this point, came towards the end of the episode when, first, one of Daenerys' dragons, Viserion, was killed by the Night's King using one of those magical other ice spears which carved through the dragon like butter. It was already an emotional scene. I mean, it's the first time we've seen a dragon fall, it was the first of Dany's dragons to die, it was a confirmation that dragons alone aren't a secret super weapon to win the War for the Dawn Part 2, but it was also a reminder that the Night's King is way OP, please nerf. But to make matters worse, the episode ended on maybe the show's biggest stinger ever. The army of whites pulls the dead dragon from the icy water, and the Night's King uses his abilities to reanimate the beast, and boom, blue eyes, white dragon. What powers Viserion 2.0 will have remains to be seen, but given how the reanimation affects other creatures like the ice bear from earlier in the episode, we can assume the beast is probably still going to be able to fly, and his bite is going to be just as fierce as ever. The big question though is of course fire. Would a zombie dragon be able to summon the fire and actually breathe that flaming breath? Or if the Night's King basically made him an undead, frosty version of his former self, is he going to breathe ice instead? Personally, I think the answer to this comes down to dragons themselves in the worlds of Westeros. I mean, their biology has never been explained, but if we can assume they might just be a little bit magical, then we could see him breathe fire, and yes, it probably will be blue instead of orange, because the Army of the Dead knows good branding. This obviously, though, is going to have some massive effects on the Seven Kingdoms and the War for the Dawn Part 2. We've seen over the course of the last few episodes just how powerful one single dragon can be, and now one's in the hands of a murderous magical warlord hellbent on the destruction of everyone in Westeros. First, I mean, Dany's down to 2 dragons. That could make a world of difference, as right now they're her greatest asset. They're the one thing she has no one else does, and Cersei still has a bunch of those scorpions lying around. Second, the Night's King can now fly right over the wall, and theoretically he could very slowly ferry the whole damn zombie horde across. Emphasis on very slowly there, so I don't see them actually doing that, but at the very least the big bad can now cross over south of the wall, essentially bypassing all that cool magic the wall had to prevent that from happening, and this is particularly bad for Castle Black, Winterfell, or any of those castles in the north. Third, this undead dragon is going to be really hard to kill, harder than a normal dragon, and we've seen how effective conventional weapons were against those. Cersei's scorpions could come in handy after all if she decides to play for the right team, and I could see them trying to make dragonglass javelins, but that stuff is super brittle, so that might not be plausible at all. Also, speaking of the emotional subtext that runs under the surface of literally every action in this show, how will Daenerys react when she sees one of her children turned against her? I mean, is she going to be able to bring herself to kill it? Or how is she going to react if Jon kills it? I mean, is there any chance Viserion recognizes her and eats the Night's King for lunch? The answers to all of those questions are badly, no, poorly, and not a chance if you were looking for the answer key. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of that major twist? And what are your predictions for the undead dragon? That's going to do it for me here though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw. Subscribe for more great content every single day. And consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. Signing off, this is CJ and I'll see you next time.